Hey everybody, welcome to Life Group. I want to start by saying sorry that you did not get this video last week. We shot it, we have it, but it did not make it to you. So this week you're going to be getting last week's video as well, which kind of works out because last week's message and this week's message are really just two parts to the same story, really revolving around the giving of the Ten Commandments. So if you want to, you can pause this video, go back and watch the first one, and then pick this one up afterwards. That's up to you. So let's dive into where we are this week. As I said, we're picking up the second part of the story of the Ten Commandments. If you remember from last week, Moses went up to the mountain to meet with God, and God gave him on tablets of stone the Ten Commandments. And we looked at this week what happened while Moses was up on the mountain. The people of Israel got really impatient that Moses was up on the mountain. They believed that they knew better what they needed, and so they made for themselves a god. They told Aaron to make him a god. Aaron used gold in the camp, made a golden calf, and I love what he tells Moses when Moses comes down. You know, I put in this gold and out popped this calf. You gotta love the humor in the Bible. But so Moses is up on the mountain. The people are below worshiping the golden calf. God tells Moses to go down. What's going on? Moses goes down. He's furious, and what happens is God sends judgment to the people of Israel in this rebellion, this sinful rebellion. And really, I think it's worth taking a minute to mention that this idolatry of a golden calf, this idolatry is really the sin under all sins. It's when we think that we know better than God, and so we create for ourselves a God who gives us what we want. And I think that maybe that's worth discussing tonight, some other ways that we do that don't include forming a golden calf. So anyway, the people of Israel are judged for this idolatry. 3,000 men die. God sends a plague on the nation. And then we see Moses intercede for the people. And so Moses, long story short from Sunday, intercedes for the people, and the covenant is renewed again. So the covenant that they broke while it was being given the first time, God, who is faithful, renews his covenant with his people and promises to be with them as they journey to the promised land. And really, man, there's so much good stuff in those chapters, 32, 33, and 34. But what I would like you to dig into, this video is going to be a little bit different. What I'd like you to dig into, instead of me just giving it to you, is dig in those chapters and pay special attention to Moses and his role as a mediator between the people and God. And what I'd like for you to do tonight, and in the video description below, I'm going to give you some kind of hints and some direction, but what I want you to do tonight is look at those three chapters, 32, 33, 34, and then look at Moses and see what Moses doing as an intercessor between God and the people can teach us about Jesus. Because as we touched on Sunday, Jesus is the true and better mediator that Moses gives us a picture of. Moses gives us a picture of what a mediator is and how a mediator works and how a mediator pleads to God on behalf of the people, but he just points us to Jesus. Moses, spoiler alert, dies and doesn't make it in the promised land. So he was an imperfect mediator, but Jesus is a perfect, better, truer mediator than Moses that Moses is pointing us to. So what I want us to do in our time tonight is look at those three chapters and see where we can see Jesus in them. So again, in the descriptions below, instead of questions tonight, I'll probably be giving you some more directions, some guide or hint, if you will, on some key places to tune into. But comb through these chapters together, talk about Moses, talk about Jesus, and what we can learn from that. Anyway, we'll be praying that you guys have a good time tonight, that God will use it for his glory and for your good as you follow him.